So I'm gonna show you. I need you to get up to our class, and I'm gonna do from the acceleration and giving you basically everything about the acceleration kinematic equations. So I'll first start with the general equation for acceleration. So that's the general form for acceleration. It makes sense because velocity is speed and direction. So it's basically saying this change in speed. So it's speed increasing or decreasing or changing direction over time. And don't this triangle right here, you think that's you probably don't know what that is, but it's just changing. Sorry about my bad camera. Okay, so that's basically just a general form. Now I'll show you the kinematic formulas. You're probably like, whoa, these are really hard, but they're actually really simple. The first one says velocity final, the velocity at the final moment in time, equals the velocity original, the initial velocity, the starting velocity, plus acceleration times time. In this equation, you don't need to know the distance. So if the problem doesn't give you the distance, then you don't really need to know. You could use this equation. And sorry about that, but you need at least 3 of these. So you either know acceleration, final velocity, original velocity, or time. 3 of those, and you can solve for one of them. Next equation goes as distance equals velocity original times time plus 1/2 at squared. In this equation, you don't need to know the velocity final. So same as the last one, if this problem states that you don't need it, then you should probably use this one. And then you can solve for one of these, having 3 of the velocity original, distance, time, or acceleration. Next one states distance equals 1/2 velocity original plus velocity final times time. In this equation, you don't need to know the acceleration. And the same for the problem states it doesn't give you the acceleration, you're okay. And then you can solve for one of these with knowing the 3. Next equation states velocity final equals velocity original squared plus 2AD. In this equation, you don't need to know time. You can solve for one of them, and you need to know 3 of them. So the dots, if you're just wondering, one of the variables to solve, and then that if there's 4 dots, you at least know 3, and then you're gonna solve for one of them. And then the x is basically the variable that you don't need to know. So the problem wouldn't really give you the variable. And yeah, that's basically the intro to it. And next video I'll show you how to use some of these. Well, thanks.